Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Welcome to my video on producing random numbers that follow a Poisson distribution using Excel. Oftentimes in counseling research, it's helpful if we can generate random numbers that follow specified distributions. In the case of the Poisson distribution, this is a distribution we see when we have a dependent variable that contains count data in a regression analysis. So count data would be positive integers. So for example, the number of appointments a client has attended in a month, the number of group therapy sessions a client has attended, or the number of times a client was administered a specified assessment. So count data cannot be negative and can only be expressed in whole numbers. For example, using the number of group sessions a client has attended, you wouldn't record it as 2.5 sessions. It would be either 2 or 3. So to generate random numbers that follow the Poisson distribution in Excel, you first want to go to the Data ribbon, and you can see here Data Analysis to the right. If you do not have the data analysis option available, just go to File, then Options, and you can see here you want add-ins, and then at the bottom it says Manage Excel Add-ins. Click Go and make sure that Analysis Toolpack is checked off. When this is checked off and you click OK, this option will be available. So we'll select data analysis, and we have random number generation here highlighted, and that's what we want to go with. And we'll click OK. And by default, it's actually going to be set to discrete. But we want Poisson. You can see there's a few different choices here: uniform, normal, and one of them here is Poisson. And first it's going to say number of variables. So let's go ahead and put 2 variables in. Number of random numbers. So this will be the number of values each variable will contain. So let's go with 100 for that. And then the distribution parameter lambda needs to be specified. In this case, let's just use 10. For output range, I'm going to select A1 and then click OK. So now we have 2 random variables that should follow the Poisson distribution. And I can show you how to test to see if these do follow the Poisson distribution using SPSS. So I'm just going to go to A1 and select Control A. That's going to select the current region. And then Control C, it's going to copy all these values. Then moving to SPSS is just a blank data view. Go up to the top left cell and press Control V. And you can see that it pastes those values into 2 new variables. So just to make this a little more clear, I'm going to change the default name to RV1 for the first variable and RV2 for the second. Random variable 1, random variable 2. And of course we don't need decimal places because the values in the default Poisson distribution are whole numbers. And the measure is going to be scale. So moving back to the data view, and now I want to test these 2 variables. So first I'm going to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Descriptives. I'm going to move these and hold Control, and then move these 2 variables over to the Variables list box. Under Options, I just want to take a look at the mean and the variance. That's it, the mean and the variance. None of these other descriptive statistics. Click Continue. then OK. And we can see that for random variable 1, the mean 9.47, close to 10, but the variance only about 5. And then for random variable 2, the mean is about 10, and the variance is about 10. This is more what we would expect in random variable 2. So now let's test this using a one-sample Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. So that'd be analyze, non-parametric tests, legacy dialogues, and one-sample KS. This is what the dialog looks like by default. You can see down here there are 4 test distributions that you can test, and normal is checked off by default. I'm going to uncheck that and check Poisson, and I'm going to move both random variable 1 and random variable 2 over to the test variable list, and under options I'm just going to add descriptives. So this is now ready to go. I'll click OK, and we can see that we have the mean and the standard deviation, the minimum and maximum values for random variable 1 and 2, the Poisson parameter, here the mean for both of these, the most extreme differences, the Kolmogorov-Smirnov Z statistic, and then we have the p-value. And this is what we would interpret to determine whether these variables follow a Poisson distribution. And we're looking for a value here greater than 0.05, or a non-statistically significant finding. So with random variable 1, we do have that. 0.164 is greater than 0.05. So we would say that's not statistically significant. Therefore, we would presume that random variable 1 follows the Poisson distribution. And of course, in the case of random variable 2, it's a 1.0. So that is not statistically significant. And again, we presume that random variable 2 follows the Poisson distribution. So to give you an idea of what these look like graphically, we'll go to Chart Builder and Histogram. I'm going to drag in the simple histogram into this chart preview area. And then I'm going to first move random variable 1 to the x-axis and hit OK. So you can see this is what random variable 1 looks like. And then I'll move over to Chart Builder, and I'm just going to replace random variable 1 with random variable 2 and run the same chart, and you can see this is what random variable 2 looks like. So both of these variables follow the Poisson distribution. I hope you found this video on producing random numbers that follow the Poisson distribution using Excel to be helpful. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me, and I'll be happy to assist you.